Okay. Hi,
Yeah.
everybody. My name is Sherry Raske, and this is my colleague, Joanne Meehl. And we are both career strategists and we are executive coaches. We've done several projects together in terms of collaborations over the last 10 years. And we were talking last week and going back and forth about some of the things that we want to make sure our clients know, particularly those that are on a job search. And we decided, why not just start recording it and sharing it with you? So this is episode number 1. So let's begin. Joanne?
Oh, sure. And it's, we were talking earlier about, it's funny how Sherry and I have actually never met. We've only done Zoom and whatever, but we've done it for so long. I feel like
Right.
way beyond knowing each other, friendships and all. So Zoom, obviously today is a big part of our lives, all of us. But one of the things we were talking about is how so often people get caught up with job search in terms of the first thing they do is grab the keyboard and they start typing their resume. And we say, whoa, slow down. There's a few things you need to do first. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit in this video and the next couple. And the first thing that we invite people to do, obviously, is first take care of yourself. This is a stressful time in your lives. And Sherry, you've got some great ideas about self-care. You want to take a minute or so to mention a couple of those?
I sure do. And I forgot to mention to y'all that I'm in Virginia and Joanne is in a Minneapolis, St. Paul area. So we're in 2 different states, but we've like she said, we've done a lot of projects together.
Yeah.
Self-care. First of all, if you're working full time and you decide that you're going to be activating a job search, you're going to have to figure out time in terms of, can you spend 4 hours a week, 6 hours a week, 8 hours a week? And self-care is so important, because if you don't come up for air, if you're just working, by the time you get a job interview, you're going to look terrible. You're going to look burned out. You're going to look exhausted. If you've unexpectedly lost your job, then the first thing to do is to acknowledge the loss, grieve it, vent it. And again, it's perfectly okay to get all of those strong feelings grounded, because again, if you land a job interview and you come across really bitter because you've lost your job, you're not going to get hired. What do you think, Joanne?
Yeah, definitely. And, taking that time, and you always have some great ideas about rewarding yourself and making sure that you're exercising. And so I tell people, exercise. And it's now, the weather is such that in most places you can be out there doing that. So that's great. That's a great first step. Another part of this that I urge my clients and others to do is to be looking at who are you now? Just because you're 20 years into your career, 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, doesn't mean that you need to keep doing the same thing. Think about who you are now, what you want to do. It's okay to want to and work for what you want. I give people permission a lot of the time. I think it's my job sometimes. Don't you, Sherry?
Right.
Where you're saying, it's okay. You can look for what you want now in your life. So look at your values, what's important to you now, your interests, what really interests you, your personality, who you are and what you prefer to do, and your skills, not just skills, but in other words, you want to look at all of those things and jot a few things down around that. And that's probably one of our biggest messages for today, is to do all this first before hitting the keyboard with the resume.
Right. And also look at your lifestyle. Some people view this as an advantage because it's like, who am I now? What is my purpose now? Do I want to continue on this track? Is there something that's been missing? Like you've mastered what you've set out to master. It was the wrong fit to begin with. And you want to get clarity about what you're targeting and who you are and what kind of people bring out the best in you, because like-minded people are prone to helping like-minded people. So you don't want to present yourself as just a set of skills and just a set of results, because that's not your authentic self.
Yeah. And as I often say, you only have, as far as we know, one life to live, and why spend it being miserable at a company where you just don't fit? My skills walked me in here, but are you really satisfied? I was just talking with a client who's in his late 50s, and he says, I've loved leading teams. I'm terrific leading teams. But at this point in my career, I think I want to be more in the back office, being the problem solver that people come to, than out front managing teams. So he's adjusted all his marketing materials to really emphasize that instead. And that's been fun to do with him because he's looking for that change in his career. So so now's the time. So step one I like to look at three major steps, but step one in this video we wanted to talk about was, who are you now? And to really look at yourself and take that kind of assessment now. So anything else, Cheryl?
Right. And also, if you have an itch, scratch it. I'm working with an executive right now who's, been in a corporate track for 20 years and shining accomplishments, and there's something missing.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that she's exploring is business ownership, where she'll have more control of her time, have more control over her lifestyle. So there's lots of different options for you.
Yeah, sure, exactly. And it's now time to look at some of these. Networking, of course, helps, especially if you're doing a career shift, but we'll talk about that another time. So anything else for today, Sherry?
Well, no, I think it's, I see the time is telling us to wrap up, and we'll be doing another video, a whole series of videos. So stay tuned for that. And if you'd like to learn more about what we do, you can contact either Joanne or myself, or you can write some comments below if you've got some questions or some feedback for us. We'd love to hear from you. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everybody. See you then.